Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition. I said last time I was going to go back to the homestead, but I remember there is one more thing that I need to finish in Hyberheim before I can leave this godforsaken place, and that is the Wishing Well. So let's go ahead and head to the Wishing Well, which I think that I can find something. Not 100%. Alright, I'm back looking for the Wishing Well. I have the scroll.
Well, Wanderer, this well is still stuck here.
So let's go ahead.
At any wee thing. Oh, will I ever see Wally again?
Yeah, you will. I've got the scroll. I'm going to take my leave. Let's use that Wishing Well scroll, which is actually on Roderick. Read. Of all the requests, well, transportation, our Boreas' last screw must be quite loose. Nevertheless, the Master Mage is hardly one to refuse the king. Speak this enchantment near the well in question, and shall fly to the intended plane. Peef, poof, paff, fly well, well.
Simply wonderful. The spell, it's working. This well is being willed back to Cecile. Will you visit Wally and I again? Oh, wisest Wanderer.
Well, I certainly will try.
With joy to witness your return.
Sure thing, man. Sure
We'll
thing.
meet again, Wanderer. We will.
Alright. So the well quest is gone. And what I'm going to do before I head back is I'm actually going to go visit that well. If I can. Alright, well there's two wishing wells here now. William McWishingwell and Walter McWishingwell.
You went and whisked Willie back to Wally. Wow.
Alright.
Whip out your wallet and wing a bit of gold my way, and I'll wow you in return. This well wishes to work his magic.
Alright, tell me about yourself.
I'm wild with delight now that Willie's where he ought to be.
And tell me about your brother. What happened to him?
What a wonderful day. You brought him
Can
back.
you grant me a wish?
What would you like to wish, our most willing friend? Decide how much you're willing to spare, and I'll will you something wondrous in accordance.
I'm gonna have to think about that. Let's think about that for later. I'm gonna take my
Wish you
leave.
well.
And I'm gonna go talk to the other well to see what he has to say.
Walter! Walter, look! Our wanderer has returned to us. Hail, hero! How now?
So tell me about yourself.
Me? I'm all worked up. I'm wild with delight. I'm William Wellington McWishingwell, and I am home.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna take my leave. It was some worth some experience. Now we're gonna go to the homestead.
There you both are. How jolly. There's something
Here we go.
quite astounding you must see. It's the Weaver. Thanks to the Starstone you've collected, she's mended a portion of the tapestry.
Okay, that's useful.
Look, a new story has been rewoven into time. A
Nice.
new portion of history appears to us for the first time in not even I know how long. Let us look together. Let us see what the Weaver has woven.
Would this not already be history that...
Long
oh,
ago, two great generals led mankind in a terrible war.
Gotta be my earlier versions.
The dreaded Void Dragon threatened all of existence. And man and gods alike joined swords to stop it. The two generals were celebrated as the rulers of all, and even the gods paid them tribute.
Sounds kind of familiar there. Well, something just appeared. Let's go see what we got here. Gotta be some new stuff up here.
I greet you, honorable master of
Ah,
arts.
here we go.
I am the shepherd of elements, and I control how they may flock towards your most imperial presence. So, if it pleases you, command me, and the elemental aspect of your choice shall once more settle among these holy halls.
Okay, we're gonna take my leave for now. We'll talk about that later.
See this statue there? Lovely fellow. You should really have a chat with
I don't know what the elemental will do. That's the issue. I guess I'll experiment with it. Oh, so we got 3 out of 4 seats, and Zigzags needs to be in that one. So, what do we got here?
Why, I see Master Zigzags has upgraded from his shabby little hut at the edge of the hour, from the fairy dimension to the, space-time Weaver Hunter Imp one. What do you call this place
This
again?
is our homestead on the shelter plane at the end of time.
Ha! Is that so? It seems I have my share to learn about the magical world yet. The end of time. Well, suddenly your association with Master Zigzags makes sense. Well, I must say, it's no
nice of
small
you
relief
to,
find
think
myself
you're
in
okay.
a safe haven among such allies.
So let's start from the beginning. How is your sister involved with the dire happenings around Rivelin?
I believe the answer to that begins centuries ago, when your order was still cutting down so-called dark magicians by the dozens. Ours was a family of born sorcerers, you see. It was in our blood to interact with Source, but our parents were determined to curb the power within us. Still, their meekness wouldn't save them from the Source Hunters.
So it is true. You are a sorcerer. You mean someone of our order, or our own order, killed your parents?
They came on a quiet morning. My mother was wild with fright and commanded me to hide myself and Leandra outside, among the trees. Even at that young age, we knew not to question her. We climbed high into the branches of a nearby tree, and before we could look away, our parents were cut down without ceremony before our door.
We're probably shitty sorcerers.
The Source Hunters sauntered away, wiping their blades with pride. 2 more sorcerers dead, a job well
So
done.
what became of Leandra and yourself?
From that moment on, everything was different. As we trembled in that tree, our fear and our desperation were so potent that the magic within us began to weave together. Our souls became forged together, our bond unbreakable.
Soul forged, I guess.
We would survive, thrive even, within those woods, never speaking to outsiders. Our soul forge meant that if one of us were to die, the other would instantly perish too. We kept one another close. Leandra's capacity was enormous. Source didn't frighten her, and she delved into that dark well with terrible regularity. I did my best to guide her, but she fast outgrew my admonitions.
What happened between yourself, Leandra, and the wizard?
My sister and I were mired in a solitary existence, witches among the trees when Zandalor came. Leandra especially couldn't leave him be. He was a feast of information, and she wouldn't rest until she'd absorbed every bit of knowledge he offered. Their days were spent on charms, hexes, and the like. At night, Leandra would wander off to practice what she'd learned, and Zandalor and I would settle into our quiet tasks.
Quiet indeed.
Side by side. We were a content trio, the 3 of us, but base impulse would undo us.
What do you mean by base
As you
impulse?
know, Leandra and I were soul forged. This offered us a window into one another's souls. I knew Leandra had developed feelings for Zandalor, and she knew
Jealousy.
I had too. But it was me to whom he confessed his love. Those quiet evenings together had captured his heart, as they had mine. Her heart broke the moment we announced our new attachment, and I felt the pain of it as sharply as a knife. She fled, without a word, and I didn't see her for 2 terrible
So that's
days.
what it's all about? A dude?
My connection to her, our soul forge, grew weaker. It was as though some third entity, a parasite, were atop our souls, sucking the strength from it day by day.
So then it's true, you are a sorcerer.
I am, but there is more to our kind than they teach at your academy. Source isn't only blood and madness. It's like lightning, an exquisite current of great power. We sorcerers are like metal steeples. Source is drawn to us, and it flows through us. But what so many fail to understand is that Source can be controlled.
Or so you say.
The power
Sorcerer.
drunk through history have abused it, and all the world's sorcerers have borne terrible consequences.
That's exactly what an evil sorcerer was.
Tell me, Source Hunter,
All
in
right.
all your hours studying the arcane arts, did your great masters ever suggest that perhaps not all sorcerers were evil?
I wouldn't know because I didn't go through that study.
Did you ever hear, even once, that some of us were weak and gentle, that we could be simple forest folk healing the sick and frozen each winter. No. I doubt also that they'd mention that one day this hunt of yours would birth a broken soul powerful enough to inch all of Rivellon toward oblivion.
So you mean to blame Leandra's doings on we source hunters?
No. No, that would be going too far, and eschewing my own responsibility. I believe Leandra's long fall down did begin at the hands of some of your own order. But it was I who sparked
So,
all this.
is there no redeeming her?
I believe that our soul forge has been damaged. By what? I can only guess.
I think
The
it's been
fraying of the
reforged.
bond between us has left Leandra adrift in a well of sorrow she truly believes will never end. What she needs is a hand. My hand, out of this abyss. If our soul forge is repaired, I am certain she'll cease blazing this path of destruction.
So, how do we stop her?
We've a single order of business first and foremost. Leandra is gathering an army, and I fear we'll have to get through it if we
Not a
wish
problem.
to
More
find her.
experience for everybody.
But first, we must learn more about Leandra's plans. How many of these so-called Immaculates
Got
does
an
she
entire
have at
village
home,
of them I gotta
and
sort
to
out.
what end is she directing them? Your journey must begin in the Lacula mines, where she has been accumulating materials and manpower for a purpose as yet unknown. The way will be dangerous. Her allies are growing more powerful
So off
and
to the
numerous
Lacula
by the
mines,
minute.
I
But we
guess.
must discover
I guess.
exactly what Leandra is planning and why. One
Oops,
vision.
my bad.
I had thought it was only a nightmare.
So,
but
a
now
soul
I
forge
see
comes
it
with its
was
own
something
benefits.
much
Okay, so
worse.
she saw something.
Leandra is collecting materials. Precisely what, I cannot say. And is hard at work shaping them into something sinister.
But you couldn't be more explicit than that, because you did see that you had flashes of her triumphs.
Her frustrations are rivaled only by her mirth. I can see she's growing closer and closer to achieving something dire. You must make your way deep into the mines to see exactly
Alright,
what
let's
she's
discuss
planning.
the soul forge between you and Leandra.
I cannot condone the terrible things she's done, but I can seek to understand them. With our soul forge in such tatters, I believe Leandra is adrift in the not at all inconsiderable sorrows of our lives. What's more, I sense a terrible force bearing down upon the bond between us. It is hungry, and it consumes ever more of Leandra's mind and soul. I cannot say exactly what this force might be, but I'm certain it's both driving me out and driving Leandra on.
So I gotta
If
repair
could
that
only
somehow.
repair the forge, I'm certain she'd put a stop to this
Let's
madness.
discuss the mines.
The way may be treacherous, but you must get inside.
As I said,
I fear
just
my sister
a
is
large
doing
lore
something
dump.
dreadful so far from the light of day.
I'll take my leave. Let's talk to the cat.
I hope your quest fares well, dear hunter.
Okay. I've learned about the relationship between Zandalore and the Witch Sisters. You told me you had no idea who the stranger in the inn could have been.
Yes, that was a small fib on my part, I'm afraid. Zandalore is known as
I'm
the
getting
keeper of the source,
really annoyed at our
and I didn't know how source hunters would react to my association with such a colorful character.
Let's talk about source hunter business.
By all means.
Is there more you can tell me about the strangers that seem to be in league with yours?
I can't say much more, but that they're madmen. All the more dangerous to us because of their alliance with
I
what should
completely
be a
forgot about
natural
that
enemy.
thread. I don't even know if it's still an active
Teaming
quest.
up with a terrier in a hurry.
So I'm going to take my leave now.
How might
Talk
I
to the
serve
Weaver
our
of Time.
mission?
I've met with Leandra in the realm of Hyberheim. She's using the Starstones to create Bloodstone.
Leandra. She desires to be Mother of the Void, but you have the power to undo her born-in-blood litter.
Okay.
Though they be baptized in blood, you can cleanse the Starstones still.
So how do I
and use them
cleanse
to
them?
thwart their grim queen.
Alright, let's talk about the rooms I have discovered here at the end of time.
Threads I weave and tales I see. All will I tell.
Tell you what, I need to go ahead and explore a little bit, I guess. Let's go back here and find out what the hell this does.
See this statue there? Lovely fellow. You should
Let's
really
get an fire elemental.
And that is your final choice.
Sure.
Yes, it is.
Yes, indeed. That is our final choice.
Thy will be done.
Okay. What did that just do? What did that do?
Murdered,
Well,
resurrected,
aren't
and
you going to
pursued by the
leap through?
bringer of your
Who knows what wonder awaits you?
Dude, I literally just... Oh, you mean he opened a portal? That goes to the Hall of Heroes. This goes to the inner chamber. This goes... I don't know. I don't know. Oh, this goes to the Hall of Flames. I guess I need to go.
Good gods. What an infernal heat.
Might have been a
Feels like
mistake.
we've landed inside the heart of the sun.
Yeah, if my people wander into that stuff, so help me, I'm going to be pissed off.
The Guardians mustn't listen to him. His every word
Astarte?
is poison, such as no serpent has ever known.
Alright, is that all
They
you can
glow
say?
with a brilliant flame, Your Grace. Even he cannot snuff it out.
Oh, but he sides with that which has no name. I know he does. He is betrayal incarnate. He tricked them once, and will try to do so again.
Alright, you gonna tell me who you are,
I fear
Astarte?
their will is weak. Too weak still.
Do you mind if I interrupt you?
You! What radiance burns from your being? Enough to scorch even the likes of me, I find. And that is no small feat. Most
All right.
impressive, yes.
Who are you?
Most
What are you
impressive
doing here?
indeed. Why, I am a soldier of fire. And does this landscape not befit me? I have lived here for eons, since the first great peace, when the world as your kind know it was first secured. We were invited here by a great leader, I believe. Yes, a leader. I'm
Probably
sure it
my
was.
prior
The
incarnation.
details, they crumble like ash when I try to grasp them in truth. But the radiance of that time has never left me. Victory, blazing victory, adorned our heads like a crown of glorious flames. I'm sure
So,
one as radiant as yourself
what do you know about
must
fire magic?
understand exactly what I mean.
Wait, what does he have to offer? Oh, fire magic skill books and fire essence. Nice.
What do I know? Ha! Fire magic is me, and I am it. A far better question is what would you like to know?
So he's going to sell me all kinds of fire magic books now. I've got a lot of gold, and I've got a lot of stuff to trade, and I need fire magic books. But I need to know... I really kind of want to go ahead and
Take care,
find
my friend.
out
Those who bled.
what the respec is, because you can respecialize here, somewhere in here. I don't think it's in the Hall of Fire, but it's somewhere in this place. So, Ancient Diary. Let's take a look at what it says. My fellow general, I understand your frustration, though the one that plagues me is of a different nature. All of this attention, curse it. All these expectations, to hell with them. To be a ruler, it is like being the queen of a beehive. Nobility, ambassadors, citizens, clergy, they scurry about me in endless numbers, buzzing, pleading, begging, hanging onto my every word, mindless. I spend my life in halls and chambers, the light of day almost a memory. I long for the hills, for the fields, the quiet and the solitude of the wilds. Couldn't I simply leave it all behind? Just filling my quest up. Alright. Let's go ahead and explore a little bit in the homestead, because it's been a while since I've done that. See, that goes to the observatory. Are any of these open? Not open, not open. Up here? Nope, nothing there. Nothing there, not open. Anything up here? Not open. Not open, and not open. So I ain't got much. Well, that is unfortunate.
I am the last chest. The last chest. The last chest.
Alright, how about you, the Weaver of
How
Time?
might I serve our mission?
Please tell me about yourself.
In the ethereal threads of it, the drift
Already been
of
through this?
concept,
Alright.
it seems.
Talk about the rooms
Threads
I've
I weave
found here.
and tales
A portal
I
revealed a
see.
plane of fire where an
I
elemental
know of
resides.
him. The tapestry tells me all it can, and I know he knows you. This aspect of fire served you. In fact, he serves you still. He stood by your side on battlefields large as cities. Together, you overcame foes beyond comprehension.
Okay, let's change the subject. Take my leave. I'm pretty sure
the
there's
word,
not a lot... not a lot else I can do here. So I have to go back to Lacula Forest. Can I talk to this thing? Nope, I chose once and then that's it. I guess you can only open one hall. Or at least now. Alright. So off to the Silver Glen Village. So I've got to investigate. I am told there's a lot of stuff in here. I still can't respec though. At least not that I've seen.
Come to drink in the conduit's teachings, have you? Wonderful! Soon you and the goddess will be as one. Blessed be the blood.
Oh, so help me. This is annoying.
Guide you through the forest and keep you safe.
Let's go ahead and poke around. I started looking in here before I got sidetracked into Hyberheim. What the hell is this? Step in here and see what we got. It's like a church.
Give me the strength, oh goddess, to become enlightened. Remember,
Lower.
brothers and sisters, O seeking souls, the
And a bunch of
miracles with
mines,
which the blessed
miners.
conduit rid our mean and mangled. Welcome be, O seeking souls, to this holy house of Immaculate.
Okay, who are you?
I am Loic, enlightened one among Immaculates, spokesman for the holy conduit, as she is spokesman for the goddess herself. Hers is the blood.
I'd like to ask you some questions about the Immaculates.
Then it shall be my pleasure to answer
Could
them.
you tell me more about the conduit?
The conduit, yes. She, the most exalted of all, second only to the goddess. It was she who brought us first her divine words, then her divine will, a will made real in blood.
They are
Truly,
so
though, she is quite beyond your
mind-wiped.
concern, O wandering soul. She stands so very high above your humble station.
Just want to rage and just kill everybody. Who are the Immaculates?
We are the chosen ones of the goddess.
There's got to
The
be an option for a
benedictions of the
playthrough.
blood
Just
render our bodies
kill
and
everything in
spirits
sight.
unblemished, for such is her mercy, that we may all become
I should try to
part
do
of the
one that time,
sacred soul.
like that sometime.
And you too, Seeker, could become one such part.
Alright, let's discuss my joining the Immaculates.
You find yourself in the goddess's temple, therefore it follows she wants you to take the true path. So here, have this hallowed tome, read it, absorb the wisdom within, then find the second part and do with it the same. If an immaculate you want to be, a test of knowledge shall be your first step towards
Alright,
enlightenment.
so let's change the subject and I'll take my leave. What did he give me? I've got so much stuff I need to
Diligently
identify.
will I read the words of the goddess.
Okay, yeah, I can't see it. It was given to me and I just completely don't, I can't find it in my pack. It's laying around somewhere. I'm not gonna spend all evening looking for it. I'm gonna search the rest of this little town. Let's quick save the game before we poke around in here. Nothing. I'm gonna grab that. Grab that. A pickaxe. I think I've already got a pickaxe somewhere. Yeah, there is a certain degree of crafting that can be done in this game. I just don't know it right off the bat. 9-inch nails. What's in here? Nadia's shop. Rot-stricken, staying out. Hello, Nadia.
Benita, a source hunter in Silver Glen. I have traveled mile on top of mile to find help, and now help has, how you say, appeared from skinny vapors.
Thin air. But that's okay. Tell me about yourself.
My story? Well, this is no small tale. I think perhaps you will be more interested in the, how you say, the short end of stick.
Not exactly, but keep going.
Lawrence, the leader of Mining Guild, tell my husband and many of other workers to mine deadly ore called tenebrium.
That doesn't sound good.
Knew that this ore caused rot. Charming name, no? Yet ordered the miners to continue. Many men, my Ben among them, become the sickness. And now they, how you say, kick down the bucket. But the sickness, it is not normal. It kills swift and terrible, not unlike source.
So it's like a source?
My son Sebi and I travel from our
Source,
home to find
whatever.
truth. But this has proven
A
not
source
so
of
easy.
source. Oh, can you tell me about your husband, Ben?
My sweet little Pomargo Vizago, my darling Ben. We got along like, how you say, peas and ferrets.
Not exactly.
But he here there is work, very well paid, in mines, clearing special rock from silver mine. So he leaves Sebi and I to come to Silver Glen. We wait with hearts like stones for some months. And one day, we see familiar figure moving with strange steps on path toward cottage. We run to meet him and take him into our arms, but he collapses at our touch. We help him inside and set him to rest.
So he was already close to death
But he
then.
was in terrible condition. Each hour he grow worse, rot so fast we hardly recognize him after 2 short days. He slip away from us, and we bury him with much
Tell
grief.
me more about your son, Sebi.
When his father die, Sebi become restless. Being of the age, he join army and go straight to front line. Though I was nearly old woman, I join army as healer to be near and look after my boy. There we saw special legionnaire using
This is interesting.
strange weapon. And this legionnaire soon come to my tent.
Oh,
The same disease that
that
killed Ben.
ties the Legion into
I
it.
discovered the tenebrium ore in this weapon. It was the ore that killed them both.
So
I
that
come to Silver Glen to discover truth.
that ties the
And here
Legion
I
to
find
them. Oh
Lawrence,
no.
that arrogant man conducts his business without apologize to any.
So you need help proving Lawrence knowingly encourages the miner to handle tenebrium.
Exactly this. Please, Source Hunter, you must help me prove that Lawrence made his workers to mine deadly tenebrium. For your help, I offer blessing from my homeland. Se vi mal successos, mi plantos rizzarbo cae tormenti via nepo sovgiai branco.
I don't know what that means. So
Translation is difficult, but it means something like, if you fail, I will plant cherry tree and haunt your grandbaby beneath branches. Good luck.
okay, well, I will take my leave then. Let's talk to Sebi.
Hello and welcome to our shop. I am the son of the proprietor, Nadia. Please let us know how we can help you.
So we can buy miscellaneous stuff here. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Tell me about
You've
yourself.
probably noticed that my mother Nadia and I aren't from around here. No. We traveled rather far from our hometown to plant new roots here in Silver Glen. My father, Ben, his death was somewhat mysterious. And we've traced the puzzle back to this little settlement.
So I've already
My
got a
mother
new
will have
quest.
plenty
That
to
takes
say
me
on
into the
the
mine,
subject,
which I need to go
if
to
you're
anyway.
interested.
Alright, tell me about Ben.
My father was a good man, equal in character to his wife.
And tell me about
His
Nadia.
death nearly destroyed us, Ma and me. But now we're here, and we won't leave until we've held the proper parties accountable for their role in his death. Ma's a bit intense, to be sure. Set in her ways, but fiercely loyal to the family. Help her out and you've got a friend for life. Cross her, and you'll be better off skipping town. Not that that'll stop her from cursing your line for the next 1,000 cycles of Bendis.
Alright, I'll take my leave. Ah, more quests. And I know for a fact that there's some more stones, or more bloodstones or whatever in this city, in this town, so... There's a proper smithy if I need to make anything. See if there's anything up here. Nothing much. Anything I need to know about down here? You guys gonna talk? Nope, just miners. Money.
Aching to share a moment together.
Okay, so we'll talk to her in a moment. Ruby.
Sweetheart. Oh, if I had a star for every time you brighten
This
my
is most
day,
excellent
I'd have a
news.
galaxy
Welcome
in
to
my
the
home.
Immaculate Fold.
Yes! Over
Yeah.
here, sweet cheeks. Oh,
Let me talk to Ruby.
look at you, sugar. Oh, I could take you on a ride neither of us would soon forget.
Alright, can I ask you some questions?
Oh, go right ahead, sweetheart.
What's your take on Silverglen?
Darling, I don't hardly recognise this place no more. Everything's changed since those silly Immaculates came into vogue. The miners, they used to spend their last penny on a backwards glance from yours truly. But now, they'd rather pray than play. I just don't understand it.
Alright, that's it. The Immaculates are putting Ruby out of business. We gotta stop them. It's settled.
They just stand around and praise
I mean, you know,
goddess all day long.
saving the world is one thing, but they're putting this hard-working woman out of business. So we have to do what we can to preserve her freedom to work.
Her clients used to call her goddess and mistress too, but there was precious little divine about her.
Alright, so I'll take my leave. Maybe come back thereafter.
You believe in the gods, baby.
Let's go ahead and take a look what's up here. Lawrence's office, which I need to talk to. But first, let's take a look at the rest of this place. Lots of random stuff. Yeah, I'm going to have some words with Lawrence. That leads back out into the wilderness. Anything up here I need to worry about? No, I don't think so. It's not a very large place. Yeah, let's go talk to Lawrence then. And, well, after looting everything, of course. Lawrence's office, right in here.
What news from the mines?
No news, sir. Goblins will slice us to ribbons if we approach the bridge.
Alright, so they got goblin problems.
I want those goblins out of my mine by yesterday. Send another man. As many as it takes.
We haven't enough men among us to take on even a few of them, sir.
I think it's worth listening to this.
I said I want those goblins out. Make it happen. Even if you have to spear Drexus yourself.
So let's talk to Brandon.
Source hunter, are you? What brings you to this neck of the woods? The goblins? The orcs? The cult? Or the whole pretty bouquet?
So tell me about yourself.
Don't be surprised if you hear more than a few unkind words about yours truly around town. An overseer's got to enforce his share of unpopular guild decisions, you know.
I got a feeling about this guy. I got a good feeling about
finished
this
with
guy.
this one pony rodeo, though. I did my best by these roughnecks. And now it's time for old Brandon to take a load off. In fact, you may be able to help speed my retirement plan along.
Sure thing, old man. What you need? Let's hear the details.
Let's hear the deal.
I must say I'm also intrigued.
I must say I'm also intrigued.
I knew a source hunter'd perk up at the sound of a challenge.
So let's discuss your retirement plan.
Between you and me, the Troll King's sitting on a piece of treasure of more value than even he knows. A metal called tenebrium. that can fetch a prettier sum than its weight in gold.
Okay, so this might be the guy that's talking about
Live
Tenebrium.
out the rest of me days in comfort. The devil's in the details, though.
You know it
I
causes
haven't managed
rot.
to find a way to access the king's cave, much less make off with the stuff without being noticed. But you're a source hunter. You can sniff out any point of mystery. So let's make a deal, You find the Tenebrium and bring it to me, and I'll deliver you a few pieces of information about Silverglen, and Lawrence in particular, that are sure to make your mouth water.
Seems kind of sketchy, but I'll do it.
I wouldn't wish the wrath on me worst enemy, though. So let me give you a little something to contain the Tenebrium.
He knows Tenebrium causes the
It's
rot.
lined with the fragments of a special stone that keeps rats
Bloodstone,
in effects
probably.
at bay.
Tell me more about the Troll King.
Apart from Gungir's stature and incurable case of the uglies, he's not so different from a parakeet. Got a brain the size of a pea, and a fervent passion for all things bright and shiny. The nutty oaf sits on a river of silver beneath these mines, but leases it to the mining company for a fraction of its worth in gold. He'd rather put those hefty minions of his on toll duty than mine these hills himself for 5 times the reward.
Yeah, trolls are kind of lazy.
I can't be certain myself where his cave is located, but at least one of those oaf lackeys of his must know where to look.
He's got to find
They've
some
got to do something
trolls
with all
and
the
question
gold
them.
they've gathered in the course of guarding those damned bridges, haven't they?
I'd like to ask you some
I'm
further
no man to
questions.
refuse a source hunter. Ask
What do you
away,
know about
friend.
rot?
Rot? Oh, you're a curious sort of fella, aren't you? Ask around. Half the men here have a brother who died from it. The other half were cured by that cult.
Alright, can you tell me about Tenebrium?
A strange sort of substance. Discovered here around 2 years ago. And folks have been clamouring to get their paws on the rancid stuff ever since.
Why, though?
The right buyer? It's worth more than diamonds.
So what do you know about the Immaculates?
That circus rolled into town shortly.
Yeah, he doesn't like the
after
Immaculates
Tenebrium was
either, so that's
discovered.
good.
Some freak woman with a freak gemstone managed to cure rot by some strange magic and convinced most of the locals that she were the conduit of the goddess or some
You know anything
such
about a
tribe.
miner named Ben?
I remember him well. Decent man, strong-backed, but something of a funny accent, no? He managed to leave Silverglen alive, but as I recall, the symptoms of wrath were already upon him.
Okay, so let's talk to Lawrence.
Well, kick my cap and call me Sue. Taking tasks from back dealers, are we? God's almighty.
A source hunter.
It may, I'm sorry I cut off
I
Jahan,
am
but
at your
oh well.
disposal. I am Lawrence, the representative of the mining
So-
guild responsible for operations in Silverglen. Please, valiant hunter,
What do you
let us
know
how
about
we
the
can assist
Immaculates?
Enough to know the whole institution has been a blight on productivity. With the blessings of the conduit to replace a sense of a job well done, the miners care hardly at all for getting the mines back in good working order.
Maybe you shouldn't kill him off. Tell me about yourself.
Oh, I am no one special. Merely a humble servant of the guild.
This is
and
my
separate
skeptical
from
face.
The happy flock of miners within this settlement. My only cause for complaint, Your Grace.
So we
are
got
these
goblins to deal
awful
with.
Goblins. They're starving us out, refusing even a single honest miner his right to work. Perhaps, my most upright highness, you might be able to help us with this little problem.
Let's go with trade real quick, see what he's got. Nothing really great. Yeah, let's discuss your troubles in the
You
mines.
must forgive me if I become somewhat overcome when discussing it, my liege. To think how I've been betrayed.
Lots of lore
To
this
think
session.
how
I knew
the
it.
miners of
Got to set up that
Silverglen
next adventure
suffer.
area.
I invited a tribe of goblins to assist us in clearing the Tenebrium from our mine, you see. The leader of the troop, a certain spitting Satan named Drexis, promised to clear the Tenebrium
And he
and be
didn't.
gone. When the job was done, though, he and his band of totem-brain fiends refused to vacate. They've kept close guard of the bridges to the mine since. and they'll slice whoever dares approach them into ribbons.
Sounds like something I gotta do something
These
about.
goblins follow Drexis like lemmings, Your Grace, and if only I could undo the traitor, they'd slither back to the swamp they crawled from.
So Drex's head bounty on
would
that.
save countless miners from a
I can do
slow
that. I can handle
starvation,
that.
My liege. What's one goblin over countless disenfranchised workers?
Not to mention, well, the Immaculate's are Ruby's problem, so yeah. I'd like to ask you some further questions.
Please, Your Grace, I am completely at your disposal.
Tell me about the goblins.
Those brutes. I invited them here to save our valued miners from the ill effects
Yeah, you said as
of
much earlier.
Tenebrium, and those interlopers met my invitation with a hostile takeover. They haven't allowed a single
So what can you
human
tell
miner
me
past
about
a month.
Tenebrium?
And meanwhile, my men have all but forgotten their vocation and turned instead to their damned religion. Useless stuff, my liege. Worse than common dirt. But 10 times as difficult to extract.
He doesn't seem like he
and
values it.
infinitely more dangerous. If only we'd known in advance the terrible effect rot would have, we would have stopped trying to clear it immediately.
What is rot?
Yes,
Yeah, I got it once. I
business
had to
that.
use a
I've been fortunate
bloodstone
enough
to cure
avoid
it.
the sickness so far, my liege, but my heart truly breaks for the families of those who've been afflicted.
Yeah, I'm sure it sounds like it.
You see, my liege, when a miner has been overlong exposed to tenebrium, he begins showing certain symptoms. Gangrene about the extremities, fatigue, malaise. At first, we attributed these symptoms to, well, to poor diet, laziness, and general malingering. Had we known then what we've since discovered, we never would have continued operations. But alas, mistakes were made, and those we lost can never be brought back.
Covering
no
his
matter
covering
what
his
that
butt. That's all he's
crackpot
doing.
Conduit would have one believe.
Okay, the conduit. Care to tell me more?
My liege, you ought not to concern yourself with the fraudulent leader of a crackpot cult. Really, the whole affair is an utter...
Yeah, except I'm looking for her to kill her.
Some insane huckster calling herself the conduit of the goddess made her way to Silver Glen at the height of the rot's hold on our miners. The people were desperate, you see. When by magic or illusion she managed to cure a handful of them of the affliction, every last one of the bunch began speaking of her as though she were some messiah. Now most of the town is taken with her little cult of immaculates, as she calls
So
them.
yet another thing to solve. There's a lot of quests in this
Fortunately for
town.
her, she disappeared shortly after her little trick.
Although they're all
Or I would
interrelated.
have thrown her into prison and swallowed the key myself.
I kind of like this guy, even though he's kind of a double speaking
Nothing
dude.
more than snake oil.
Do you remember a miner named Ben?
Ah, yes. Ben. Of course, one of our many noble miners, Your Grace. A smallish man. I believe he's
No,
around
he's dead.
here somewhere.
I'm going to take my leave for now until I can find some more information from him. I'm not going to accuse him direct. Okay,
I don't mean
what
to
do we
make
got?
trouble where there ain't any, comrade, but in my years of hunting source, I learned that anyone so eager to climb into your lap after a moment's meeting is hiding something they hope you
Yeah,
won't
that
discover.
I got that impression too, Medora.
I'm not saying this Lawrence character is involved in sorcery, but it wouldn't exactly surprise me a lick to find out he knows more than he's letting on.
I thought the same. His fawning is more likely a symptom of fear than respect. Have no fear, we'll cut the tall grass soon enough, and then the snake will have nowhere to
Warms
hide.
my heart to picture him squirming about plain as day.
You know, I keep
with
you
3
around for 2
seasoned
reasons,
source hunters
Medora.
on his tail.
The
Nowhere
fact
to
that you hit like a
hide,
truck,
sniveling mug than at the bottom of a
and your
burlap
curious country idioms. Aye. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the rest of the investigation until the next time. This has been the RPG Crawler with Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition. If you like what you've seen, remember to leave a like, comment if you got any feedback, and subscribe for more RPG content, both tabletop and computer. Until next time, Take care and goodbye.